The thing with outlet specific items is that they don't have the best resale value. Gucci is one of those brands that I feel like had the most outlet specific items. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Celesta. We talk about all things luxury shopping and handbags. If you love those things, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification, and to post videos every week. Hello guys, so today we are going to the Florence outlets, the mall. It's about 40 minutes outside of Florence and they do have direct buses, which is really nice. It's 15 euros round trip and we did go first thing in the morning. She for sure had the biggest store, but I feel like most of their selections were either older style or outlet specific items. I was surprised to see that they do have like some horse fit and some like bamboo, which is like relatively newer, but I haven't seen a lot of these styles like in the stores on the websites themselves. I feel like they had a lot of outlet specific items, which is why like the pricing and like price comparison isn't as clear because they can really just make it up and like say what the price is. Like this is an outlet specific item and I believe the retail price for this is 9.75 like retail euros, and then you do get the VAT refund back, which I believe is 12%. But to my knowledge, this bag never sold in Gucci retail stores, so like, is that really the retail price? I don't know. Compared to the Soho Disco, this was actually sold in the stores. And I remember this being around like $900 to $1,000 before it was discontinued. And I believe now it's like 975 euros as well. Okay, moving over to the shoe section. They had a huge selection of both men's and women's shoes. Personally, not all my taste, but they do have like some more classic shoes. Like these are about half off. They also had a ton of heels. I try to pull more classic, quote unquote, like normal shoes. These are 280 euros compared to 620. They do have some heels, but they also have some that are just like a little bit out there. I do really like this style. I don't know that I would get it in hot pink, but these were 425, so about like half off compared to retail. Like these are really cute, but like would I ever buy them? No. The special pricing was also god awful in my opinion. I do remember this pink Gucci bag being released less than a year ago, or maybe a year ago, and I made a TikTok on it, and it was 1,000 USD. So I have a hard time believing that this bag was actually 980 euros, but that's fine. Now let's move on to Prada. I feel like Prada had a ton of accessories. They had a ton of bags, sunglasses, ready-to-wear shoes. This store was also lumped in with Miu Miu. They did also have outlet-specific items. Like I've never seen this bag in a quilted material before. Personally, for me, if I'm only saving like 200 bucks, I'd rather just get the original reedition. I think that that has a little bit of a better resale value. Not that like you're buying the plan on resale, but it's kind of just a safety net. I remember this Clio from previous seasons, and I feel like this is actually a really good deal. It's more than half off of the original price. I do think these wallet on chains make for really good like first designer handbags. And of course, they had a ton of ready to wear and accessories. I also remember this little summer like gingham bag from last year. They do have a puffy style right now, which currently retails for 1750 euros. And I think this colorway is super cute, but nothing really like spoke to me. So we're heading over to Moncler. I don't know if I went in just with like too high expectations, but even if something at Moncler was 30% off, I don't know that I would necessarily buy it unless I really wanted it. Now we're heading to YSL. They were probably the most strict in terms of filming, and they had very limited bags, or they're very seasonal, like shearling, velvet, all of those very seasonal. If you're looking for like the newer styles from YSL, like that shoulder bag, hobo bag, like you're not gonna find it. Most of the styles that they did have were a bit older. Thing with Bottega, they did have a lot more older styles. I want to say like the Arco Toe is probably one of the newer styles that they have. They either have older styles or very bold colors, I would say. This clutch was actually really cute. I think this is an older style, but they do have really pretty colors available. And then they have, I believe this is the candy size for the crossbody. However, I was very impressed with all the shoe selections that they had at Bottega. Jimmy Choo was one of my favorites. I feel like they had the best selection. They had some new styles or current styles, and they didn't have it in just like ugly colors as well, and a huge collection of bridal shoes. So if you are getting married, this would be a great opportunity to get some bridal shoes. I did pop in a Fendi as well. Nothing really spoke to me except for this like stupidly tiny peekaboo. I thought this was so adorable, but it fit absolutely nothing. And I believe it retailed for around like 700 bucks. Last stop was Celine. I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty disappointed. They didn't have any Triumph styles. They mainly had the belt bag and the box bag. All of the bags were 35% off. I know I got a lot of questions kind of either in like TikTok, Instagram, like different platforms on like how I know something is outlet specific. And it really comes down to the fact that I'm chronically online. I'm constantly scrolling on TikTok. I'm constantly just looking at the designers' websites. I'm going into stores. I'm talking to sales associates. So I kind of know when something is outlet specific. So I did see a Prada like re-edition, but it was kind of quilted, and they don't make this at the regular store. I've never seen this at the regular store, and I believe that was an outlet specific item. Gucci is one of those brands that I feel like had the most outlet specific items. The thing with outlet specific items in my experience is that they don't have the best resale value. I know a lot of people don't go into buying things, like especially designer items, looking for return on investment, you know, but it's nice to know that you kind of have that safety net should you decide you don't want that item anymore. And with the outlet specific items, because you can't find it online, you can't really compare it to like online, there's not a ton of reviews on it, it is a little bit harder to sell unless you sell for a very good price. I will say YSL had probably the worst selection in my opinion. They had very limited bags. A lot of the bags were shearling or like winter styles, and I'm kind of confused why they're selling this in the summer. Like, wouldn't you wait until it's winter again? The pricing was not terrible. They had the Rive Gauche tote, which was actually a tote that I was eyeing a couple years ago until I tried it on and it was too big on me. But I believe at the time it was $1,000. Now it's probably costs like $2,000, and it was selling at the store for 1,000 euros. Celine is also another one that I was a little bit disappointed by. My friend actually told me she went to the Celine outlet a couple years ago and she found this beautiful exotic piece there for like 5,000 bucks. And I think because of that, I did have higher expectations going into the Celine outlet. Little did I know that store is so small. It's like in the very back of the outlet. So there's like the main part of the outlet, and then you kind of like walk across like a bridge, and then it's kind of like in the back side of the outlet, also really close to where you claim the VAT refund. They didn't have any Triumph styles in bags, SLGs, and it was just a very small store. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I'm really not the type of person to make impulse purchases. Not having anything really speak to me was kind of my sign to not buy anything. And I feel like, and this is just my observation, I feel like they maybe raise the original price at the outlet, which is not unheard of. They do that here too, where they raise the original price of the item, and then they give it a bigger discount, and they're like, oh my God, now it's 50% off, now it's 30% off, whatever, banking on the fact that people don't really know or understand how much the original price actually is. So you're saving about 30 to 40% shopping at this outlet, but I also feel like you're saving about 25 to 30% shopping in Europe compared to the US at like the regular retail stores anyways. So personally for me, I would rather save a little bit less money, but get the item that I actually want at the retail store compared to settling and getting something that I'm kind of just like, about at the outlet store to save a little bit more money. I actually found this out a couple months ago, and I probably should have just done this instead. A lot of the brands at the outlet have what they call like mail to order. The only brands that I think don't do this is YSL and Gucci, where you can WhatsApp the brands. You go on the website and you'll click on the certain brand that you want to shop at, Bottega, Celine, most of them have it. And you can just WhatsApp the brand, and that will connect you to a sales associate that's directly at that location at the mall. And you can ask like what styles they have available, if to keep something out for you, to send it to you. I'm not entirely sure how the VAT refund works in that case. I don't know if you get it. I don't know if you don't get it. So if anyone's done this, let me know. Personally, would have rather done that and spend the other half a day back in Florence, because I really don't feel like the outlet was worth my time like going back and forth to. The entire day trip took about like 5 hours. We got back around like 2 o'clock, and it just really wasn't that enjoyable. There wasn't a ton of like food places to eat at. Overall, like a very quiet mall, and you're really only there to shop. And I just don't feel like the deals and like the items that they had available warranted like a 5-hour day trip when I could have been spending that same amount of time eating good food, relaxing, walking around the city in Florence. Okay, so that sums it up for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments if you guys have any questions about shopping in Europe, VAT refund. I have a couple videos on it, but if any of the videos don't answer your questions, I'll be sure to answer them in the comments. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!